Hello, friend, and welcome. If you're new here, I want to welcome you to the collective. And if you're returning, I hope you're having a much better day than the last time we talked. With my readings, I like to combine shadow work with intuitive messages along with my tarot and oracle cards. This is to help you navigate your own personal path of self-healing and authenticity and help you guide you step by step on your path of transformation. And today, I just want to ask the cards, what is it that we need to know about right now in this moment? What is it that we need to know to help us to get through to whatever it is that we're dealing with right now? So just tell us what it is that we need to know right now about this exact moment. What is it that we need to have brought to our attention? What is it that we need to have seen or shown to us? The last card. Let's be in particular. What's that one? Alright, before I actually dive into the cards, I want to talk about the energy that I was feeling as I was shuffling the cards. Because as I was shuffling the cards, I felt like a resistance or a stubbornness. Obviously, take what resonates and leave the rest, but I just want to ask you to be a little bit self-aware if there's something that you are being, stubborn about, or if you're not being flexible, if you're being too rigid about something. I understand needing to follow your own path and do things your way, but also understand that compromise and flexibility are a part of life. Which then leads us to our first tarot card, and we have the Three of Swords in its reverse position. The Three of Swords is heartache, but it's because swords is that air element. It is the intellect, the thoughts. It's heartache of communication, or in this case, lack of communication. When I have the Three of Swords in its reverse position, I see that there were expectations that weren't met. Now, it could be that this has nothing to do with you, or that it's not anything that, you brought upon yourself. Prime example is if you were hoping to get a promotion, and instead of even getting a promotion, you got demoted. Those were circumstances completely outside your control. Those were circumstances that had nothing to do with you. So in this case, it would be that the expectations weren't anything that you had the ability to communicate any differently. It's just that they were expectations of, the mind, and they weren't able to be followed through. Now, if you aren't, somebody who is currently dealing with job promotions or anything like that, the other sort of thing to understand with the Three of Swords in its reverse position is a lot of times this really does have to do with communication. This does have to do with the fact that you expected someone to do something or act a certain way or behave a certain way, and you expected it without giving them proper instruction. Or you held the bar so high that, it allowed yourself or the other person to fail. Now realize that as I'm saying this can be you too. This could be you being disappointed in yourself because you held the bar so unrealistically high. Were you, just not saying that you're trying to lose weight, but hear me out. Were you in a situation where you were trying to lose 50 pounds in 2 weeks and you consider that reasonable? Or were you, actually going at this at a reasonable rate? Doesn't have to be about losing weight, but it can be about anything. And as far as, were you trying to, handle too much on your own? Were you trying to convince yourself that you could, do things that you could do things without help, or that you can do things without instruction, only to find that, you weren't where you want to be? Also, too, this could be about a breakup, but if this is about a breakup, again, I'm going to come back at you and talk about communication and how it's about needing to communicate clearly what it is that you are expecting to another person. All right, and then we have the Six of Cups in its reverse position. Six of Cups is that nostalgic trap. In this case, typically I want to talk about how you remember how easy things used to be. But right now I'm feeling more like you're looking back, and it's the, what if I did this differently? Should I have done this differently? How could I have handled this? What if, I changed this? It's like the woulda, shoulda, couldas, but you can't because it's in the past and here you are now. So no matter what, the Six of Cups in its reverse position is the nostalgic trap, in the sense of you're looking at the past and you're thinking that the answers lie in the past. Here's the thing. You can look at the past all you want. You can look for what you missed. You can look for the clues. You can look for the signs. You can look for whatever it is that you're trying to do. But it really doesn't matter. The only thing you can do to change what your current situation now is by being present in the moment at this moment. So allow yourself to be present and allow yourself to realize what needs to be done now. And then we have the Three of Wands in its upright position. Now, the Three of Wands is about you, actively doing things to be in preparation for something. So it's like when you're packing your bags to go travel, or when you're filling out job applications or, school applications if you're trying to get into a certain type of school or learning facility. It's you doing what needs to get to the next phase. And it's an active thing. It's not you just patiently waiting for, someone to come knock on your door and hand you $1 million. It's you doing what you need to in order to secure the next phase of whatever it is you're going through. A lot of times with the Three of Wands, you're also being asked to understand that, you have to put yourself out there and you have to allow yourself to, actually say and do what it is that you need to in order for you to achieve the result that you're wanting to receive. And then we have the Five of Cups. We have the Four of Cups. Four of Cups in its upright position. So this is you having your head up in the clouds. This is you letting your heart just daydream and take control of your life, again, because that's easier to deal with the reality that you're currently living in. And I get it. I've been there. I don't say this lightly. I say this as a person who loves to daydream, who loves to, think about what the future is going to hold for me and how I can change my future. But at the end of the day, I still have to be in the present. I still have to do the mundane. I still have to do the dishes. I still have to record videos. I still have to pay bills. I still have to clean my house and do the laundry. Four of Cups has its wonderful parts of the fact that, it allows you to escape. And it allows you to put yourself in a place where you can almost manifest. But at the same time, while it's nice to have your visions for your goals or your dreams, you have to remember that there are things in front of you right now that do require and need your attention. And looking at all these cards together, I understand that what you need to do is you need to actively put one foot in front of the other to move forward. It's just your head and heart are in it right now. And I get it. That's a hard place to be. You want to feel the need to do whatever it is you want to do. You want to have that motivation. You want to have that extra, little push or that spark. But right now, it's just a matter of doing the action and allowing yourself to do the mundane that you need to do so that way you can, actually allow yourself to move forward. Now I want to ask the cards what it is that we need to do to help us get our feet in the ground. Because right now I feel like we're just, not even comfortable in our body. Not in the sense of your skin or anything feels weird. I just feel like right now it feels too uncomfortable to be in the present. So let's figure out what we need to do in order to help us find comfort in the present. Protection, Brownie. So what I love about this card too is yes, it says protection, but also it has the earth element in it. Brownies are typically considered either gnomes or the earth elemental. And so this is asking you to do two things. It's kind of asking you to ground without actually directly saying you need to ground, but then also protection, whether that be you putting boundaries in place, whether that be you, putting yourself in spiritual protection or in a bubble, whether that be actual protection where you seek help and ask for protection about something. Whatever the case is, you need to give yourself the ability to, put hard to find barriers about what is allowed and what isn't allowed. Also, when I talk about boundaries and barriers, again, it's that physical, that earth element. Fortune, Toad. Okay. So the Toad here is saying that sometimes you have to allow things to happen in their own way. Yes, I asked, what we need to do to get our feet into the ground and to get moving. But this card is coming along saying that you don't actually have to know the plan. You don't have to have all the answers. You just have to trust and move forward. Um, One of those things where it's not a matter of what's my next step, what do I need to do? It's just a matter of you actually doing something, anything. So that could be you doing laundry, that could be you doing dishes, that could be you going to the grocery store. Even doing the mundane things can help bring clarity and answers and opportunities that you wouldn't even realize. So, understand that it's not necessarily all up to you as far as making everything happen. It's just a matter of you doing what you need to in the moment and trusting that what's going to happen is going to happen. Then we have moth caution. So this is that caution of, don't get yourself distracted upon shiny things. Don't find yourself, following or looking up how to get out of tricky situation. And then, you're in a rabbit hole 3 hours later on YouTube. Don't look for the next quick fix. Don't try to find, whatever it is that's going to bring you instant solvable problems like solving. Because the thing is, anything that's going to be instant isn't going to be long lasting. It's a band-aid. And just like a moth is attracted to, flame and like light, it's its own doing. So realize that this caution is literally you being distracted by shiny things. It's you going to the thing that you think is going to make your life easier because you believe an external source versus an internal source. I also want to remind you that a moth is about rebirth. And so maybe this is a time for you to allow yourself to really actually go inward and see what it is that you need to shed. Why is it that you feel the need to have that external help or that external answer and you don't think it's already inside of you? And then we have hedgehog, disguise. So this is one of those, okay, I hesitate on saying this message because it's not advice I typically give. But with hedgehog here, I want to remind you that hedgehogs are cute and cuddly looking, but like they can hurt you. They got quills. But also, it's one of those things where it's like, act as if you already have what it is that you're looking for. Act as if you already, achieved the thing that you're trying to achieve. Again, this is not a message I typically give, but this is what I'm getting from Spirit, and so I'm going to give it because, that's what I'm here to do. So when I see hedgehog and it says disguise, it doesn't mean put on a mask and disguise yourself from who you truly are. It's the exact opposite. You already need to be that higher version of yourself. You already need to be that version of yourself that has succeeded in whatever it is that you're doing. And it's not a disguise in the sense of you're putting on a mask or you're faking it till you make it, or you're, playing along kind of deal or pretending. It's literally you becoming. It's the process of becoming. We just don't have a good amount of words in English to help understand how it works. But it's literally you making that decision, you making decisions from the point of yourself as if you've already solved the issue, if you've already solved the problem, if you've already gotten that pipe dream that you're trying to get to, or that Northern Star, or that goal that you're trying to get to. Act as if you already are that person, so that way you can start becoming that person. Because all these are telling me is that the answers are already inside of you. Don't let yourself go to the next, try this and the immediate results. Don't let yourself go to the next quick thing that's going to instantly change your life. Realize that whatever you're going after is going to be a journey and it's going to be a process. So start putting those boundaries in place and start trusting that as you do whatever it is that you need to do. Like these two cards combined really are saying we have to do the mundane. We have to do the everyday thing. And somewhere along the way, that is going to get us to what we're going after. Now I just want to ask the cards to give us a little bit of advice on what it is that we need to do to be that higher version of ourselves that they're asking us to be with the hedgehog. And again, I want to remind you that that hedgehog is cute and adorable, but those quills, they protect. They protect that hedgehog. They make sure that whatever is, out there to distract it, harm it, or anything like that isn't going to have its way. So, What is it that we need to do to start acting as if? What is it that we need to do in order to, be what it is that we need to be? I'm going to move these cards around real quick and make room for... Alright. So our first card. Will. So this is one of those things where you have to find the will to do or to achieve or accomplish whatever it is that you want to do. I say this in the sense of knowing what it's like to feel absolutely no drive and no motivation to put myself out there to do the very thing that is going to bring me money or joy or change my life. Sometimes the only way that you can get yourself to do it is to remind yourself that if you don't do it, then it's not going to happen. Then nothing's going to change. Really easy example, cleaning my kitchen. I never have the drive or will to clean my kitchen, but I have the will to want a clean kitchen. So I remind myself that if I want a clean kitchen, then I have to clean my kitchen. Same with laundry. I never have the drive or want to actually do laundry, but I want clean laundry. So I have the will to have clean laundry. So therefore I have to do the laundry. Peace. So find peace in what you're doing. Find peace in the discomfort. Find peace in the transition. Find peace in, where you are right now. And I know that's easier said than done. I get that. But if you can just, sit aside 5 minutes and give yourself time to just sit in meditation or silence or, just turn your brain off for a little bit and allow yourself to find peace, that's clarity that is golden. That is clarity that gives you space, and that is clarity that declutters your brain and allows you the opportunity to find answers internally and not just externally. And then we got fruitation. I love how fruitation actually came after peace. Let's put this in the right space here. So fruitation is one of those reminders that everything takes its own time, everything takes its own process, but you're going to receive that which is due to you. Think about when you plant anything. It starts as a seed and then it grows into a plant. If it's a tree, it's going to take a couple years in order for it to fully go into a tree. And then it has blossoms and then it turns into fruit and then the fruit ripens. There is processes in this ability for you to be able to receive that which is ripened fruit. So when I see fruitation, it's one of those where you need to understand that what you're doing in this moment, you've planted the seeds. It's just a matter of time and allowing things to come to fruition on their own. It's allowing things to come into fruition in a time that is right for it. Fear. We need to let go of fear. Fear is a self-imposed cage. And I know that fear is not something that's easy to walk through or release or let go of. Trust me, I have had to battle fear most of my life. But once I realized that fear is just there, that it's just a response, and it's my choice to let it control me, or it's my choice to rise up and say, you know what, I'm gonna do it anyway. You need to allow yourself to look past the fear. You need to allow yourself to believe it's going to happen. Not daydream. You need to allow yourself to believe, to really truly be it, to allow yourself to act as if what you're going through is already achievable. It's already been achieved. So let yourself release that fear that's keeping you in place and give yourself the ability to fly. Now I just want to ask the cards for some encouragement to help us get through to get past this fear, to get us to be ourselves, to be the version of ourselves that we know we can be, and help us just see what we're missing, to see what the universe already knows, because the universe already knows that we're going to succeed, but to help us see it as well. Give your inner critic a vacation day. Be kind to yourself. Another one of those easier said than done, but Your inner critic does nothing but berate you and tear you apart and tell you that you are no good. So what's the point of your inner critic if they're not going to actually give you helpful advice? Here's what helped me to get my inner critics to be silent. I asked it. I was like, okay, then what is the right answer? What is it that you can tell me that I need to do in order to get to my goal? And a lot of times when I asked that, my inner critic didn't have an answer. So then I decided that my inner critic, who likes to tell me that I can't, do anything right or that I don't amount to anything, really was just a person in the crowd who, wanted to say bad things about me, but didn't have any answers. So their opinion no longer mattered. You must forgive if you want to be free. Do it for yourself. On my channel, I'm all big about forgiving other people, but if you're not ready to do that yet, because I don't know your circumstances, I ask that you forgive yourself first. Forgive yourself for allowing whatever it is that you are feeling guilty or shame about. Just forgive yourself for, this moment, for the thing, for whatever it is. Because here's the thing. Even if in the moment you knew it wasn't what was right for you, even if in the moment you knew that it was bad, you still did the best that you could based off of what you had. And sometimes what we want and what we desire are two different things. And what do I mean by that? We desire true love, we desire happiness, we desire peace. But sometimes what we want gets in the way of that. Sometimes we just want the quick fix. Sometimes we want the thing that's right in front of us that's not great for us. Sometimes we want the red flag, even though we know it's a red flag. So give yourself permission to be like, you know what? Yes, I'm the one that is going through this. I'm the one that has put myself in positions where this can happen, but I'm going to forgive myself. Even if it was something that you didn't ask for, even if it was something that was outside your control, forgive whatever part of yourself is still holding you accountable. Clear your mental and physical clutter. You will feel so much better. I've literally this whole reading been telling you that you need to do the mundane, that you still need to do, dishes, laundry, the bills. I've been saying that the whole reading, and here now you're being asked to clear physical and mental clutter. So yeah, maybe cleaning the house is part of it. Maybe, clean one room at a time, do some dishes, do your laundry, whatever it is. Take a shower even. Allow yourself to clear out the excess so that way you can focus and find that inner peace. Guilt is a normal feeling. Just breathe in and let it go. This is what I was talking about with forgiving yourself. Guilt is a normal feeling. So is shame. Just breathe in and let it go. Allow yourself to say, okay, I feel this, but it's not going to control me. It doesn't define me. And the thing about guilt is when you do feel guilty, it just means you care. And you're going to be like, Kirsten, that's the stupidest thing I've heard. Hear me out. Every time I take my animals to the vet, I feel so guilty and so bad for them because I'm like, I'm so sorry. I know you hate this. But I feel guilty and bad for it because I care, because I know that they're in discomfort, physical or emotional, or sometimes both. I know they're not happy about it, but I do it because I care. And understand that the reason why you feel guilt about this situation is because you do care. The guilt is proof of that. So guilt is a normal feeling. Just breathe in and let it go. Allow yourself that peace. Allow yourself to be the version of you that is already succeeding or already at your goal. And understand that you need to do what you need to for yourself first. This is all I have for you today. I hope it resonates. If you have any questions, go ahead and put them in the comments. Either I or somebody else will respond. This is all I got for you. So I hope you have the greatest day. I wish you the most amount of luck, and I will see you soon. Bye-bye.